Hey guys, so today I started reading my sixth MinaLima HarperCollins Classic Collection series, illustrated by MinaLima. So this is Alice's Adventure in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. So this is actually two stories in one book. And as you can see, this is a brand new book. I am peeling off the plastic wrap, I guess. And I do this because in my last MinaLima book series, which is The Adventures of Pinocchio, that was a return copy from Amazon. And if you guys need to see what a return copy looks like, check out the first part of that video. So right here, what I'm folding is the back leaflet that comes in all of like the brand new MinaLima books. Now, I don't keep these, but I kind of feel like if you're somebody who is returning a book, you should return it as new as possible, which means including all of the inserts and leaflets and stuff like that. Because with books, it's not the same as like other stuff where, once you open it, it's basically like you ruin it. Books don't have that same I guess restriction. Like books, you really can't tell a book's been used or not if you're not a jerk about it. And when I say a jerk, I mean like somebody who is like, obviously returning a book with like spills on it, or like, the spine is cracked or creased or bent, or missing dust jacket, or, there's writing on it and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, if you're returning a book like that, then that's a used book. But, generally speaking, with books, even if you open them, even if they come in like the plastic wrap for brand new books, I personally don't mind getting a return book, but if you're going to return a book, you should return it in new condition. There should be no creases, there should be no like writing in the pages, and there definitely should not be any missing like inserts or leaflets or stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how to pull her arms out, because obviously you could pull the arms out since the legs come out, and this one's kind of like really stuck in there. This is when Alice grows really big and long and whatever. So this is my sixth book that I'm currently reading. I do want to say though that I've found a lot of the books completely different from the movie adaptation, especially The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And I also felt like a lot of the Disney adaptations were also different. The one that is most different is The Beauty and the Beast. I felt the story, not even the design, nothing to do with MinaLima, but that the story was really confusing and kind of crappy. I'm not sure how it even made it into publication, but I mean, I think that story was like written in the 1800s from some French woman who had a name that was like 5 sentences long or something. What really bugged me about that book was there was no names in any of that story, which was really confusing. It was kind of really a crappy book. The plot line was like just really confusing and sucked. And then you kind of feel bad for the prince, because the prince was turned into a beast because there was like some old ugly fairy who was kind of evil, and he didn't want to marry her, so she turned him into a beast. And then like some other fairy who's supposed to be a good fairy, who is like the aunt of Belle or Beauty. It's just, yeah, really confusing. Anyway, thankfully the Adventures of Alice in Wonderland, or Alice's Adventure in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, thankfully, is not a crappy story like The Beauty and the Beast is. It is a little weird and kooky, though. So in the Disney animated adaptation of the movie, it kind of just jumps right into it. And I thought, like, okay, maybe the book will be a little bit more detailed. But actually, the Disney version of this book is pretty truthful. It's pretty faithful to the story. Because even in the book, it just jumps right into it. Like within the first page, Alice is already chasing the white rabbit, and she's going down the rabbit hole, which I was really surprised about, because I kind of always thought that the Disney movie of Alice in Wonderland was like really confusing. I didn't really understand like what the plot was or what was going on. I had the sense that, of course she was dreaming. Her sister was reading a book and she fell asleep because she was just like daydreaming. And it kind of also leads you to believe that the same thing is happening in the book, because within the first page of the book, her sister's reading and Alice is like, she's hot and sleepy. And then all of a sudden, like the next paragraph, a white rabbit is like running by, and she follows it and she goes down the rabbit hole. All of the characters that are in the Disney movie, they are also in the book. So the Adventures of Alice in Wonderland, it is a pretty if you're only seen the Disney adaptation and you've never read the book, I do want to say that the Disney version is a pretty faithful adaptation of the original story. Now, there is this like urban myth or urban legend that the author, Lewis Carroll, that he was high when he wrote this book. I can see why people thought he might be on like drugs when he wrote this book, because this book is really kooky. Like I said, if you've only ever seen the Disney movie and never read the book,